Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. I'm in Riverside, California at the Riverwalk. I had a meeting up here, and a lot to cover. And I want to make a suggestion. Maybe it's time to go alone. Go on your own and take care of everything yourself. Now, before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And last chance, guys, FORECLOSURE.com. If you guys want to look at foreclosures and you want a list of active foreclosures in your area or across the country, use the 7-day free trial. There is a link below that you can sign up for. They will give you 7 days free. It's absolutely amazing. Check it out today. Now, let's talk about it. Real estate agents. I really think it's time for you guys to ditch the real estate agent right now. Think about what I'm about to say. Things are bad right now in the real estate sector right now. You can kid yourself and say, oh, it's bottomed. We've seen the bottom of this, Dan. It's going to turn around. Okay, you can feel that all you want. But what's happening in reality is interest rates are going up right now. And they're only going to be suppressed so long right now before it affects mortgages. But what I want you to look at is the real estate agent itself. I, being an older person, believe that there is value in experience. There is value with somebody who's been around the block. There is value in someone that has seen an economic downturn in the stock market, in the real estate market, and in business. People that have been fired, people that have been laid off, people that have seen companies close, bankruptcies. There is value in that, because they've seen the bad times. The fact that almost 80% of the money out there is managed by people under 27 years old that did not see 2008, little alone don't know about the 1970s because they read the 1970s in a book. There is value in this and getting somebody experienced. Right now, real estate agents make on an average of 6%. 3% to the seller, 3% from the buyer. Okay? Now, realtors write me all the time and say, oh, I get 2.5%, Dan. We give them a deal. That's 2.5%. The industry on an average is 3% on both sides. Let's just use that. When I was very young, my parents moved here from Nebraska. They looked at 2 different houses, one for $13,500 and one for $16,000. This was in the 60s, guys. Now, I love this story when my father was alive, because he used to ask him, again, why couldn't you swing the house for $16,000? Because he couldn't afford the $8 a month more that the payment was. Now think about this. The realtor that worked on that transaction for the $16,000 house, he would have made 6%, which would have been $480. Okay? Flash forward to 2023, here in Southern California, where the average house, let's just say it's $1 million. They make $60,000 now. Oh, well, times have changed. And no, it's not that much, guys. Okay? Not that much. So to sit there and keep things at 6%, I think is lunacy. Now, what you can do right now is you can look at the value in your money. Now, I have real estate agents on speed dial right now. Denise Sasana from Vegas. I could get her on the phone in 2 minutes right now to talk about the real estate market in Vegas and know what's going on, because she's a mercenary. She's got boots on the ground. She knows what's going on, and she lived through 2008. Okay? Scott Walters, Santa Barbara area. I could get Scott on the phone. Again, same thing. Okay? But before this video is done, I could get Scott on the phone, and he could tell me exactly what's going on with Santa Barbara high-end real estate, where houses went from $800,000 and in 2 years we're $1.6 million. Yeah, there's going to be a downturn, but Scott has got value because he's seen the last economic downturn, and he's not too prideful to talk about how he got clobbered last time during 2008 and had to get rid of a depreciating asset and unload it. Then there's Michael Lembeck. Michael Lembeck is my go-to guy for commercial real estate in any multi-unit here in Orange County. I'm not in Orange County right now, I'm in Riverside County. But that's the advantage to it, is people like that have seen it all. That's what you want. That's the professional. If I was going to have my car worked on, I wouldn't want to go to a mechanic because, yeah, Brake pads, those are fun. I read about that. Okay. No. I would want somebody who's done it. Would you let somebody do surgery on your mother that hadn't done it 1,000 times? Okay. 500 times, 50, 20. Okay. But you're going to let them negotiate the most expensive asset in your life. You're going to give it to these people who don't deserve it. Okay. Now, I'm going to piss off a lot of people with this, and I really don't care. But you can go and you can list yourself on the MLS for $299. There's a bunch of services out there. You know, there's a TikToker, Deontay Trey, I think that's his name. Guy, all he does is talk about how everything's going down. That's a guy I want to have lunch with the next time I go to Vegas. But he talks about how we are seeing the economies of scale completely go upside down when it comes to real estate. Think about this. Realtors right now don't want to admit the fact that building permits for new construction are down right now. Why is that? Well, it's just a slow down, and there's not enough inventory. Nonsense, guys. Such a housing demand, everybody would be beating down the doors to buy it. The difference between 3% and 6% mortgages is huge. The difference between 3 and 7 and 8%, not all of you have good credit. You know that. You know that you've skipped payments, you didn't pay some medical bills, and you're going to pay more for your house than the average Joe. That's the way of the West. Or you're self-employed. You know, when I went to Vegas in October, she was talking about a client of hers that had a mortgage at 8.37%. Whoa, okay? Nobody wants to hear about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. So, seriously, right now, this is an industry that I think is due for a change. I really do. Now, you get the high-end people. You get the Josh Altmans of the world, that, you know, John McMonagle, these people that are absolute real estate players, okay? Those guys, they don't just sit there and list the house. These guys go out there. They've got a stack of interested buyers, and they advertise for these. You pay them, you're paying that commission because they're going to advertise the heck out of that property. It's not just going to sit there. Is that what you're getting from your existing agent? Well, yes, I printed flyers and I put a sign in front of your house. Who cares, guys, right now? It's ridiculous right now. It's completely upside down. It's an industry that only certain people deserve to make that kind of money right now. And I think you're going to see a change in that. I really, really do. Went to a restaurant today, and guy I was with knew the owner. And the guy, hey, I've seen your channel, and we were talking. How about this? November natural gas bill, $1,200. It fluctuates down within $100 a month, and even during the winter, it was like that. December, it went to $2,800. $2,800. $1,200 to $2,800. 2.5 times, guys. Okay? January just got the bill yesterday. Think about this. $6,400 gas bill. Now you can sit there and go, oh, it's cold outside. It's rainy. It's whatever. Guys, who cares? Okay? $6,400. And like I said to him, the same thing I say to you guys, that's like air. Where's the value? It's not like you spent $6,400 on advertising. You spent $6,400 for doing the same expense. Where does that money come from in a restaurant? Seriously, guys. Okay, fantastic food. You know, Southwestern, grilled steak and grilled chicken and shrimp that, you know, looked like lobsters. It was just insane. But the point is, where does that money come from? Anybody get it? Anybody sit there and think that that's too much? So, the average insurance payment in 2020 went up 40%. We're getting fleeced, guys. We're getting played. We're getting ripped off. You know, Ford had a real problem with their earnings because they have to lower the prices to keep up with Tesla, which again makes 0 sense to me. And GM made all this money. So where is the economies of scale for everything? Where do people sit and look at things and say, this isn't right, this is right? The people I was having lunch with today, their whole theme today was don't spend any money. Save your money. Cut your expenses. Do what you can do to cut back right now and not be a debt hound. Oh, Dan, we like to use your term, debt hound. What are you going to do, guys, right now to sit there and cut back and not be in debt right now? You have to do this right now. You have to look at everything right now. But the realtors out there right now, you're starting to see real problems with them. You're starting to see demand drop off the cliff. There's a great story below from Yahoo News that's got a video attached to it. That is brilliant because it brings up all the problems with this industry. And then maybe you should go it alone. Maybe you should not pay the commission for that stuff. Because think about it. If you're going to get top dollar, the problem with sellers right now is sellers believe that their house is worth more than it is right now. And the one thing that we talked about today was a street here in Riverside County where one house was here, the next house over, and then one house over. This sold for $120,000 more than this house did, 2 doors down. 3 months ago. Who freaks out? Now, if I bought a new house, we were talking about that. What would you do with the builder if you bought a house and it went down, the neighbor sold theirs for $120,000 less than you, or the builder did it. Pardon me, the builder sold it for $120,000 less than you. Now, one guy was like, hey, I'm going to put a clause in all my contracts that if they lower the price within X amount of time, I'm going to get that. That would be interesting to see if they would keep up with that. But realtors right now are just, it's over the top, guys. Nobody wants to admit that there's a real problem. There are players. Understand that there are people that are worth their weight in what they do. Just like there's good mechanics, there's good surgeons out there, there's good dentists out there. But again, you can get a $19 teeth cleaning. I'm sure they're out there. Okay? Do you want that? Where do you draw the line, guys? Where do you sit there and say, I kind of need a professional here. I kind of want somebody good. My girlfriend's mother broke her hip like 4 years ago. And the surgeon came in to explain it. And hey, I've done hundreds of these. Let me explain to you what I'm going to do. Just take a few minutes, please. I'll take questions at the end, but let me explain the procedure for you. And did such a masterful job that I wanted to stand up and clap when this guy was done. But the point was, he's done this so many times. Here are the questions you're going to have. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's how it's going to take. Here's the recovery time. Here's everything. That's the guy I want to operate on my friend's mom. Okay? Why is it like that in real estate? Now think about this. My dad, 6%, the 60s, $480. Now, Dan, come on, houses, $16,000 for a house. Okay, well, is that really worth $60,000 now to sell that house? Seriously, share your thoughts on this. Okay, again, when you get a machine like the Altman brothers, okay, even Scott Walters, even Denise Sasana, I've met her team when I was in Vegas. Okay, when you get a team that's pushing property, okay, there's value in that. There's value in the buyers and what people want, and people that have been around the block and seen the smoke and worked through it. Okay, let me know what you guys think about this right now. Now you have to look at the numbers. The Case-Shiller Index, which is what most real estate professionals look at, says it's been down for 5 straight months. We just got the November numbers, and guess what? It's down. Oh. It's going to come back. It's the bottom, Dan. It's the bottom. Don't worry about it. How about Jim Chanos? Guys ever heard of him? Oh, Jim Chanos is an idiot, Dan. That guy doesn't know anything. Well, this billionaire investor, he's the guy that called the Enron collapse and bet against Enron. He's the guy that made $100 million in a company called Wirecard because he called it. And he says that we're heading for the biggest bear market in the stock market that we've ever seen. Do you look at stuff like that? Do you sit there and go, oh yeah, Dan just reads the news. This guy created it. This guy knows his stuff. Does that interest you when you hear a professional? Okay? It does to me. It makes me sit there and pay attention to this stuff. Then you get one of my heroes, okay? And I will get this guy on the show someday, Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff said that this is fool's gold when it comes to crypto. And we're going to see a major collapse in all these different markets. and it's going to be great. And I love Peter Schiff. I know he's been screaming for the end of the world for a long time, but it's going to be right, just like Robert Kiyosaki is going to be right at some point. So share your thoughts on that stuff, and share your thoughts on if you think these guys are on top of it. Do you listen to them when you hear experts like this? I do. I think it's really important to get opinions from different people that are professionals. All over. Look at the news, guys. It's not all good. I am one person that always tells people to get early tax advice as soon as you can, especially if a situation changes, job change, investment change, somebody dies, somebody gets sick, somebody moves in your house, something changes in your life. Get some advice and know that you're on the right path early. Okay? No one has ever written me and said, oh, you know, that was a waste of money. Thanks for that advice, Dan. I spent $400 and only saved $300. No one's ever done that, guys. They all talk about, oh my gosh, I saved so much money. This was the smartest thing. I'm going to start doing this every year. Mid-year tax appointments. Think about this. Financial literacy. I am a student of marketing. I'm a student of finance. I'm a student of everything pretty much. Women, everything. Okay? Well, the thing that's important right now is to understand that you don't know everything right now. And the advantage to this is the average person, okay, lost $1,800 last year because they were not financially literate and made all these mistakes. Great article below. But again, it goes to your tax appointment. And again, April 15th is a few months away, Dan. I don't want to talk to my accountant. I've talked to mine 4 times this month already. Okay? Do this. Save yourself the headache early and talk early. Make sure you're getting all the deductions. Make sure you're doing this. But look at this. Take some time and read. The Inflation Reduction Act, that joke that was signed into law in December, there are 5 taxes that affect each and every one of us. And there's taxes on investments, there's taxes on oil, there's taxes on natural gas. You can read it below. It'll make your stomach churn. But there's nothing about this. It's wrong. It's the Inflation Criminal Reduction Act. I mean, it's ridiculous to call it that. There is no inflation reduction in this. Okay? It's not. And again, oh, what side are you on, Dan? Okay, you know what side I'm on? I'm on the side of the small business person. I'm on the side of people being able to pay their bills. That guy with a $6,400 gas bill, what do you do with that, guys? Seriously. How much can you charge for tacos? Okay? Hey, these are $19 now. You mark my words. McDonald's is bad enough right now that you're seeing quarter pounders with cheese at $10 right now. It's insane. Okay? And yes, it's the same crappy quality, and it wasn't like when we were kids and all that stuff. And it's awful. So share your thoughts, guys, on this stuff, because it's just horrific right now. Now, here's a stat that is going in the wrong direction, and it's getting worse. And that is that the average family that makes over $100,000 a year around the country, not one particular area, everywhere. Lending Club did a survey where they asked people, how are your expenses? How are you doing this year compared to last year? And 51% of the people that make $100,000 or more that took the survey said that they are living paycheck to paycheck. If they lost a paycheck, or if a mate, spouse, roommate lost their job, they would be finished right now. The most disturbing part of this survey, think about this, is that it went up almost 10%, 9% in the last month. So once again, people are borrowing more money just to get by and pay their bills. And people are trying to kid themselves and saying, hey, it's winter, of course we're going to have higher energy costs. Well, think about this. This is how we're going to get rewarded by the government. Once winter ends, we're going to have spring, and then you're going to have $4 gas where you guys have $3 gas. So get ready to pay more for everything. We're going to have $6 gas here in California. Once again, things are going in the wrong direction. PayPal announced that it was going to lay off 2,000 people. Now, I had no idea PayPal employed 2,000 people, first of all. Seems like you can't get anybody on the phone when you call. But 2,000 people are being let go. 2,000 here in the States, not the phone center in India that, follows the script, not those people. I'm talking about people here in America. Now, okay, PayPal stock went up after that announcement because Clearly they're cutting back and clearly they're trying to save money. Once again, backwards, upside down, weird news, okay? There is a problem with people that are coming over the border. And some of these cities that they're being shipped to don't know what to do with them. New York City is a perfect example. I want you to think about this. The Holiday Inn in New York City is the world's largest Holiday Inn. It's 50 floors, 50, okay? It's a big hotel, okay? 496 rooms. Huge, guys, absolutely huge. They're going to start housing the homeless there in the financial district, Manhattan Financial District. Could you imagine you're traveling, hey, we're going to stay at the Holiday Inn, I'm going to save some money, you know, yeah, they're going to get $179 a night from the government, and they're going to make thousands of dollars a day, like $75,000 a day from just the homeless people that are going to live, the migrants, excuse me. Is that ridiculous, guys? When does it end? A couple years ago, year and a half ago, I did some stories out of Venice Beach about how the police were rumored to clean up Venice Beach. So I went down there. I went down there on cleanup day when they were kicking people out. And they gave people a choice. Move, go to a homeless shelter, or you can go to a private home, okay, that we will help you hook up with. Now, could you imagine that? 12, you know, some homes took in 12 homeless people. Imagine that reality show. That would have been epic to film that. Listen, hijinks ensue with all the crystal meth they smoke. I mean, it would be crazy, guys. So when you see the stories on the news about everybody living in these hotels in New York, it's not that they're looking for jobs. They're hanging out, smoking weed and partying on your dime, on our tax dollars, guys, right now. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys, because I think it's crazy. But, you know, Holiday Inn, hey, guess what? The Holiday Inn's going to be booked. Would you ever stay at that Holiday Inn again when it's just become a homeless festival? Seriously, okay? Hey, what's your policy on bed bugs? Okay, let me know, okay? Come on, guys. Seriously, okay? Just a few stories to end this video. First thing is there was a man fired from Twitter when Elon Musk first came in, Alfonso Terrell, who ran social media. He went out and started his own company. Since that time, 3 months, guys, he raised $2.7 million and has 10 employees for an app called Spill, which is a social media app similar to Twitter in the sense it has a news feed and things like that, and you will hear more about that. The person that invented Gmail for Google, he has been following this Chat GPT site that's out there, which can basically pretty much do anything. He says this will put Google out of business in 2 years. 2 years. So, fascinating. Now, this I think is kind of funny. Final story, Seattle. Seattle is suing Kia and Hyundai because they said that they should put anti-theft devices in their cars so that thieves won't steal the cars. How about more police? How about less criminals, guys? Okay? But now you're going to sue the companies because they're saying it's their fault. That is crazy, guys. Please don't forget to the like button. Please hit the subscribe button, bell notification, the email list below. If you want more exclusive content, there is Patreon. And don't forget, try the foreclosure.com link because it's going away, guys. And you got to take advantage of that 7-day trial. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.